we're back. Okay, so now you can hear tweets in the background because we've got chickens here.
We've
Now,
got some chickens.
yeah, I was gonna show you. I was gonna show you the one. I was gonna show you the older one first, but just in case she has any kind of germs or anything, I want to make sure that I don't do her first. I'll do the babies first so that my hands are clean. You also, whenever you have older birds and new babies, especially if your bird is acting funny in any way, do not expose new babies because they can get
Definitely
sick.
do not.
So I thought it would be fun to just show you some mixes. When you go to when you go to a hatchery, you're going to get specific full birds, genetically full birds, like a Rhode Island Red or whatever. And usually you're going to get everything correct, like the right color feet, the right color, coloring on the feathers, the right comb or whatever. Sometimes you don't. I do have two Wyandottes from a hatchery where one has the wrong comb, but usually it's pretty accurate. But when you're someone who just hatches eggs and has a lot of birds, you can kind of play with the birds and see what you can get. And so
Yes, indeed.
you can put like different birds together to see what they create. And sometimes you can put like a silky with a cochin or a frizzle with a something or whatever, and you get these different kind of breeds. And so I thought it would be kind of fun to show you some of the ones that we've gotten that are like surprise because
There we go. See what you got here.
yes.
And I was going
Okay,
to share this to your page, but I don't know I don't know how to do that as we're going right now, so we'll just let it go.
Okay,
with
this
it.
little thing is the funniest little thing. Okay, her mama, probably a couple of chicken of the weeks back, I showed you a satin who was a white satin with this big old puffy head, and somebody asked, where do you get those? And I said, well, you have to kind of get those from a breeder because they're a mix. Well, this is one of her babies, and she's so cute. So I'll have to get close to the.
You want me to bring the camera over this way?
Can you
Oh, you're
stand
good.
on my?
There you go.
Stand on my
Look
hand.
at that.
You stand on my hand. Look at that. Don't fly off. Just stand right there.
Beautiful bird. Beautiful.
Look at her.
And for those of you listening on the air, it is a beautiful bird, so I'll let you.
And so the computer doesn't have the color well. She's a light blue. Megan would call her a splash. Megan calls all my birds splashes.
That's a
But
beautiful bird.
she's really adorable.
Very
So
cool.
she's going to turn out to be a really pretty.
Pretty talker.
She's a talker. You say hi? Yeah.
There we go. All right.
Okay. This is. You gonna stand up there? Don't stand up there. Okay. This one's kind of fun. Okay. This is not a full silky, but she silkied out on me, so she looks like a cotton ball. And she's just now getting her crest in, so that's kind of fun. So she's not an official silky because she has light colored legs. Her legs are blonde and her beak is light and her face is light. And a silky, all of those things are black or dark at least. And so she's not a full silky. So her genetic line, like if she has babies, they won't necessarily be silkies. But for some reason, her feathers silkied out, which basically means that they're fluff instead of, like a typical feather. These are fluff, and the only stiff feathers are kind of, they almost look shredded because they're just real soft. And so she's going to fluff out into like just this fluff ball. And her crest just started coming in yesterday, and so I had to show you the crest. Let me see if I can get this close to the camera. you show them your crest? Put your head back.
There it is. There it is.
Boink.
There we are. Very, very pretty.
And so she's just a fluff.
She is definitely a fluff. Very cool.
Okay, so she's like a, but she's a silky mix.
Anyway,
she's not
hold it.
she's not an official silky.
Come on.
She's just fun.
I have clean pants on. So she doesn't want
I'm
to go
sorry. I knocked her down.
here. No. Oh, so by the way, when Shannon's getting the next chicken out, I need to redeem myself, if that's what you call it. I embarrassed myself a while ago when we were going to play a song. We were talking about the protests or whatever have you. I'd said the name of a song, it just came into my head.
Oh.
Well, that's okay.
That's
but
fine.
I just if I offended anybody out there, please. I apologize about doing that. I didn't mean to do it. It just kind of like popped right on out. So we'll leave it at that. And those of you that had no idea what I'm talking about, we'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Okay. Now, in this group is the one you saw last week, the little Ruru miniature who will turn out like Ruru.
Well, we did the before and afters.
Yeah, who's got the crazy head. Wah.
Wow.
So you saw that one last week. And I have a lot of babies. This is just one little tote of babies that we have. Okay. No, you can go in there. Okay. This is...
And so far, it's smelling a lot better than it did last week, too.
Yeah. This one here is...
We all
It is not... Okay, so it does not have the silky toes.
we have their names written on the bottom of their feet, so...
No. Okay, let me show you. I'll show you
Why
something.
there?
I'll show you something. It's black and white. Different. See the let's see. Can you see the toes? The extra. Let's see.
Who's got the extra toe?
Can you see extra toes there? See those two little toes? Okay. And see this one doesn't have the extra toes. So this one, you look at it and you think, oh, it's going to be a satin. Well, it's not going to be a satin. Even though it does have like a let's see what kind of comb you have. Could have a dotty comb, but it's white. Has regular feet, no crest so far. So it's going to be a white chicken.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just see what happens with that one. So I was thinking it was going to be a satin, but it doesn't have silky toes. So
Maybe
it's
just
probably just going to be a really
just a
pretty
regular chicken.
white hen.
Yeah?
With possibly a dotty or silky comb.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is a lavender Americana Andalusian mix that cuckooed out on me. So that's Andalusian mix, and they are all cuckooing out on me. So that's very cool. And so I stopped hatching these just because.
We got a lot.
We have a lot.
Yeah.
So this one is going to possibly lay anywhere from, you're going to poop? Anywhere from white
No, I'm
eggs.
all right.
From white eggs
Sorry.
to blue eggs. So anywhere from white to blue. And anything in between, which is white and blue.
There we go.
This is a full lavender baby. Can you say hi? Sorry, lavender cuckoo Americana baby. Say hi.
Kind of quiet.
Yeah, it's very quiet.
Very photogenic.
Yeah, it's a cutie. So I have several of those. These are smaller, and this one here. Let's see. We look at the comb. The comb is. It's smooth, like a silky or a dotty comb would be. I don't feel a dot, but it is a frizzle. And we would call this kind of a dark frizzle, dark blue frizzle. And it, let's see if it has silky in it. Let me check the toes. I mean, it probably still has silky in it. Yes. So it's got So you see this one, this foot has the extra toes right here. Sorry, right on
Right there.
this side.
Mm-hmm.
See those two extra toes? And then this side, the toes are grown together. The two extra toes are grown together. Can you see them? It's right there.
Oh my gosh.
They're grown together. So
You're an anomaly.
this is, yeah, but this is going to be a pretty little blue frizzle.
This is-
Cutie pootie.
Yep.
That's a kitty. Oh no, no.
Oh, there we go. Now we're broadcasting to China now.
Yes, this one's going to be a satin. You can see its crest and looks like a roadrunner. Say hi. And oh no.
Well, my actual Roadrunner one is outside already, isn't it?
So did we show all of them?
I think we
Yeah.
did.
So we showed all of those. So those are all mixes except for the lavender, the lavender cuckoo Americana, the full one. Those are all mixes, and it's fun. You know, you take your birds and you kind of go, let's see what we get when we put this one and this one together, and then you hatch some of the eggs and try to see what you get.
Oh, look at
Now
that.
I'm going to show you.
Look at that.
Do what?
Look at that. Look at those guns.
You're such a dork. Okay, let's see. Pretty splash. See, that's funny. Make him put pretty splash.
Hey, I want to welcome any of the chicken websites that are out there that are
Yes.
watching. She shared them out there. San Antonio Backyard Chickens or the Barnyard or whatever's out there. We got to say welcome to you guys. This is a normal segment that we have
Every week.
every week.
I literally wrote splash just before you said blue and what I would call it, blue splash.
Alrighty.
I know
She
Megan
looks
well.
looks a little better today.
Okay, so this is the one that overheated on me yesterday, and I just want to kind of show you some of the symptoms. I don't know if that's completely what the issue is. Yes. And I have my apron on, my chicken apron on.
Poop proof.
My mom made this apron for my husband. But this is one of she came from a school hatch. I'm pretty sure she's from my Rhode Island Red. She lays brown eggs and she kind of looks like my Rhode Island Red. But so what I did was I went outside and she was kind of following me around a little bit, like she needed something, and I, was kind of like, "Hi, sweetie," and just kind of petting her, and I kept going. And then probably about 10 minutes later, she had crammed herself into the top of one of my coops under the tin roof. And I was like, uh-oh, something's going on. And you just kind of look for odd behavior. When you see your birds with odd behavior, sometimes they'll cram themselves in there because they're getting over roostered and they need a break and they're hiding, and stuff like that. And you need to do something about that. Don't just leave them there. But always check when your birds are acting just kind of a little off. And then the other thing you want to do is the comb tells a lot about the health of your bird. And so sometimes you'll look at your bird and its comb is like really, really purple. And you're like, that's a little weird, but oh well, I'll just leave it. No, don't. Because a really dark purple comb can mean dehydration. It can mean heart problems. It can mean a lot of things. And so you really want to keep an eye on that bird. Maybe make sure that bird has fresh water, and if it is dehydration, maybe put it in a cooler place or bring it in or something. This one here, when I did pull her out of that little area, she had like a slimy mouth. And now, that can be several things. That can be congestion, that can be upper respiratory stuff, and whatever. In her situation, I think that it was just dehydration. Her comb is normally standing up more than it is now. It's very flopped over right now, and that's one symptom of just that the bird doesn't feel good and can be a symptom of dehydration. So you just kind of want to watch for stuff like that. And you can see, let me see if I can, hopefully her wings don't, she's very heavy.
I can bring the camera over to you.
Yes. Why don't you bring the camera over to me? Because she's very heavy and I think she would flop and I don't want to.
Okay.
So you can see, she's a pretty little girl. She's so sweet. But you can see how her comb is flopped over. And her comb is not necessarily straight up 24/7, but it doesn't flop over this much. So she's obviously got something going on. She's got food on her face, so she's been eating, so that's good. And she, you know, the comb really tells a lot about the health of a bird, and so you really can pay attention to that with you know, sometimes if they get pox or something, the very first place they're going to get pox is going to be on the comb. Sometimes if they are being overbred, or if a rooster is fighting it, you will see damage to the comb. You can actually, if you see these little black dots that are attached to the comb, like all over the comb, that can be these stick-type fleas. Fortunately, I have not had those yet. But you can definitely tell that her comb is having some issues. And she's very warm, even though she's been in the house for 24 hours. She is very warm. Her body is very warm. Her comb is very icky feeling, does not feel normal. You can, you know, with the mouth thing, the way to check, oh, there you are. The way to check the mouth so that you can see, like, if they have pox or something like that. Sometimes there's two kind of fowl pox. One of them affects like the outside of the bird, which would be like the comb and the wattles and the beak and stuff like that. Sometimes the eyes, and that sucks. And then there's wet pox that actually can go internal and a little bit on the outside. And so, but to check the inside of your bird's mouth, all you have to do is you have to have fingernails. My husband has a hard time doing this. But all you have to do is you take a fingernail, and then she hates this, so just bear with me. You take your fingernail to this, hold on, baby. I know. To the side of the mouth, and then you just kind of open, I know, stop. And then you can open the mouth, and you can kind of check. They hate it, but you can check for the slimy stuff or whatever. Now, if they get if their mouth gets slimy from dehydration and stuff, a really cool trick, and even with dehydration, and even with upper respiratory and anything where the mouth gets kind of slimy with congestion or whatever, you take a Q-tip. And you take something like Vet RX. You can take the Q-tip first and kind of like go around in the mouth to kind of like clean out some of the gick. And it's nasty, I know. Sometimes you can take a tissue, but I prefer the Q-tip. And then you take this stuff called Vet RX, which basically has, and Megan makes a version of it that has everything in it but the camphor. I think it has all the stuff, and she can probably post it on there, all the things that she puts on hers, if you want to make your own. And basically you dip it in that, and then you swab around the mouth, and it helps them to breathe, and it kind of clears up some of the stuff. It's got things like oh gosh, Megan, you put it all on there, write it all on there, and so they can see what it is. And it really helps. And sometimes you can put it, like if they have pox or any kind of upper respiratory thing, you can put it on the roof of the mouth. You can put it on the beak. You can put it on the wattles and the comb. You can sometimes, because a lot of times the birds, when they sleep, they're going to take their head and they're going to tilt it, they're going to turn it around and tuck it between their shoulder blades back here. So you can sometimes put your Vet RX or that mixture and put it here, and you can put it like down on like where the skin is, closer to the base of the feathers. And that way, when she tucks her head in there, she's going to be breathing in that Vicks-like stuff, which is going to help her to breathe. And so anyway, so if you have any birds right now, and You're trying to cool them down because of the heat. There's several things you can do. I know a lot of people who put out frozen peas. We'll put out watermelon. Even if we've already eaten the watermelon, we'll use like the watermelon rinds and we'll just put them in a dish and throw them out there, and they will clean those suckers off, and it really helps them to feel better. And we have lots of short pans with about an inch of water in almost every single one of the coops, especially the ones that don't free range, because like our silkies don't free range. Because they can't protect themselves because they have a crust and can't see very well. But if you have breeding coops and stuff like that, just take like one of those big round pans and put about an inch of water in it, cool water in it, and they'll learn to stand in it. And when they stand in it, it lowers their body temperature. And then make sure you change out their water as often as you can. And right now we're changing out the water 3 times a day because for one, we have ducks that mess up the water, but also because the water, they're standing in it, they're drinking it, they're standing in it, they're drinking it, and so you want to make sure that the water stays as fresh as it can so they don't get overheated. And we have lost, like I said, we have lost 3 birds, and I think it has been because of either the rain, the dehydration, and then they're, because of the rain, the water that they're drinking is maybe contaminated with bacteria, and their little systems can't handle it. And so it's it's always good to put maybe a little bit of apple cider vinegar in the water, not too much. They also have electrolytes that you can put in your water too, but you have to make sure that they want to drink it. Don't put so much in the water that they're going to avoid the water. And so anyway.
No, that's fine. I was just checking on some stuff.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah.
So she's doing okay. She's going to stay inside today, and she's going to drink a little bit more, and I'm going to try to get her kind of, hydrated up. Okay.
So next week is going to be some very high temperatures. There's a couple of days where they're going to have 3 digits up close to
so all of your animals.
So yeah, all of your animals, you want to make sure there's plenty of water for them.
Fresh.
Find some shade or whatever.
Because, a lot of people tend to be like, oh, well, there's water out there. Well, how old is the water? Make sure the water's fresh.
And are you sure there's water out there? Because, there was water last night or whatever, and that water can just be gone before you know it.
Yeah, but fresh water. They need fresh water. Yeah. It needs to be not day-old water. It needs to be, something that they go, oh, and they drink it. That's how you're going to keep them healthy and stuff. And so hopefully she's going to do okay. She did lay an egg yesterday, so that was good. Cool. And she seems to be doing okay. She's panting right now because she's...
Camera shine.
No, because I'm warm and she's warm, and it's warm in here.
Yeah, it is a little warm in here. But, hey, want to thank you guys for watching our Facebook Live. We do this every week, Chicken of the Week, or Chickens of the Week. Now seem to be a little more fun to do. And it's sponsored by New Braunfels Feed and Supply here on Loop 337 in New Braunfels.
And, just to let you know, like I was talking about electrolytes for the birds. Like I said, don't put too much in the water because then they won't drink it. You want to make sure that you put just enough that it does the job but does not, But New Braunfels Feed have things like that. They have, I think it's called Ideal electrolytes and vitamins or something. It's like in a little bag. They have all kinds of different things that you can look at. And they have pans that you can buy there where they can stand, inexpensive like little feeder pans that you can buy that they can stand in and all kinds of things like that. So, just go by there, man. It's so much fun to go by there. A lot of times they have little baby things there. Sometimes they'll have pigs or goats and stuff. And so it's fun to take the kids by. They usually have bunnies and ferrets and
really think about it before you go. Do you think, do I want a pig or not? I don't know if I do.
They do have a calendar on their website so you can kind of see if they are getting any chicks in, what kind they're getting in. You can also call and see if they have anything there. When they get like baby goats and pigs and stuff like that, you can call and see if some of those things are there so that, the kids can kind of go by and look. It's fun. And walk around the store. They've got like great dog collars and all those kind of things. Really neat stuff. And so please go by there and visit. They are really nice people. It's a family-owned business, and Alan and them they're very cool.
Yeah, and if you think
And
about
they'll
it,
answer any questions you have.
if you think about it, make sure that if you want to, if you're still mask worthy, wear your mask and stuff when you go there
Yeah.
too.
And tell them we sent you.
Yeah, definitely tell them Texas 46 Radio and Bruce and Shannon said to stop by and see what's going on over here. You always see a smiling face, mostly serious from Alan over there.
No, he's not. He's
Yeah,
always smiling.
He's always smiling. I'm thinking by listening.
He's always giving us a hard time.
So that's Margie calling
Margie
in,
wants eggs.
and Margie wants eggs. So that's pretty
So.
cool. I was listening back here on the thing. I think maybe next week.
They're bathing.
Yeah, maybe next week we'll try to give maybe a demonstration of how and why chickens dust bath.
Yeah,
Just
there's
bathe.
and that's the thing is that chickens and quail love to dust bathe, and it for some reason it keeps them cool and cleans things off. They cleans off bugs and stuff, if they have any. But we can also tell you what kind of things you can put in it and what things to be careful of and stuff. So
Sounds
maybe
pretty cool. So we'll think about that for
keep
next
that in mind. Maybe we can get some of your quail and bring them in here with a
That
dust, and maybe they'll do it.
week. Maybe that'd be interesting. Or
The chickens won't
or
do
they'll
it
fly
on
and hide
command,
under
but the
something.
quail might.
Yeah, they might do it. So
Yeah.
great. Thanks, guys. We got to go back to some more music because my screen went to sleep
To
over
sleep.
there. Now I have to go do that. So we'll just close out here and we'll see y'all in a bit. Thanks for watching.
Bye.